I'm here for my icebreaker speech. Before I tell you who I am, you should probably know where I'm from. I was born into a middle class family in Kerala. My father's a businessman. He's one of those guys who you go out for all the solutions for all the problems. He's just a problem solver in the family and in the society. So he's kind of one of those people who just everybody comes to with their problems. So I am a loyal fan and I adore my father. So he's a role model. And most of you might have already met my mom. She is one of those people you always see in serials and movies and whose life revolves around a temple. That's my mom for you. That's basically it. I don't have to say anything else about my mom. Whenever she's not, she's a working woman. You shouldn't confuse her with one of those aunties who are always, just praying. No, she's a working woman. She's quite the shopper, but still her life just revolves around a temple. And then I have another person in my house who every house has to have a person who eats all the food. That's my brother. He is 10 years younger to me. He's 13 years old now. But when he eats, it makes a difference to him. He's huge. But when I eat, it just doesn't matter. And when I talk about my family, I should start with when I talk about myself. I should start with my childhood. I started talking very early. My parents had to deal with that aspect a bit earlier than they expected. I then when I was quite a hyperactive kid, and they had a lot of issues managing me especially because my mom was a working woman. So they actually put me in front of the TV most of the time. There was only Doordarshan back then, and when I was around 3 years old, I was watching TV and the power went off, and it was dark for a while. I was just sitting playing with something, and suddenly the power came back on and there was no lights. There were no lights at all. But the TV came on. The TV just came on, and if anybody remember, there was an old Eveready ad where the black cats just walk towards you and it just stares you down. As a kid, I saw that, and I just stopped talking. I stopped talking for like around 6 months, I guess. And then my parents had to do a lot of things to get me to talk again. And then I haven't stopped since. I'm just still compensating for the whole 6 month break. And after that, as a kid, all of my cousins hated me because I always wanted to play. Even during vacations, I used to wake up at 6 o'clock and try to get them to places. So they just hated me. And no, but it was fun when they were not in a very sulky and a sleepy mood. But then waking up at 6, definitely not the thing during vacations. So after that, even when I was a kid, I was extremely talkative, and when there was always a fight going on, I used to just pick the weaker side with them and then fight for them. So the whole talkative thing kind of used to come in handy all the time. So my grandparents used to say that she'll definitely be a lawyer. But then I didn't take them seriously. I didn't at all take them seriously. But then I took them seriously finally in 12th standard when I flunked math repeatedly for 2 years and just realized, no, science is not for me. Just let it go. Now I'm going for law. My grandparents were visionaries. I should have listened to them first. Just taken law and got out of the whole failing math thing for 2 years. That gave me a lot of strength, really, failing, but then it was not fun after a while. Just 2 years is just too much. And then I went to law college. Law college, it was pretty good. It was fun. I just concentrated on we have around 50 subjects to study in a law college. So I only concentrated on like 3 of them. Others didn't matter. And other than that, in college, I got into event organizing and dancing. Dancing, basically, my mom put me in dance school the same day she actually put me in kindergarten. So that was the kind of dance experience I've got. It's like I've been dancing for like around 13 years. I've studied for 13 years. But that's where all the confidence comes from, just to face the stage and all. Everything comes from dance. And it has made a lot of difference to my life. So, but just because I can dance, it doesn't mean that I can walk properly. I'm one person who will just trip over anything. If there is nothing, I'll trip over my own feet. So there's joke. Even if I walk on a straight floor, I'll just trip and fall. And for people who will need to see me later, never give me any of your stuff. Let it be pen drive, phones, wallets, anything. Just don't give it to me because I'll definitely lose them. I'm just so forgetful and absent-minded that it's not funny anymore. I've lost so much stuff that my dad has gotten just fed up of my habit of just buying, replacing all the stuff I use of others and of myself. So that is another thing you should know about me. So that's basically it about me. Thank you.